All right here. Hi, guys.
G'day, mate.
G'day. Are you changing it? Go for the wine, please. Grabby
It's
hands.
just out of reach.
Grabby hands, no morals.
Grabby hands, no morals. Yeah, get away with that if you're a guy in a pub.
That's what my friend. That's how my friend says raccoons are.
Raccoons.
Yes, they have grabby hands and no morals. Anyway, how was your week?
My week.
Yes.
It's same old, same old. I'm really trying to. I am catching up. I've got 2 weeks of. Well, I spent the whole Easter weekend, which was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, editing. But there was some mess ups in that. I had, that drive that played up. The little SSD drive that played up. Remember, I couldn't write to it on our last day in Cairns.
Yeah, that was really
That
strange.
scared me, and it took me 2 days to get the information off. But in the early time of me trying to move information, I'd copy a file and say copy it to a new drive. It would get about 5 minutes in, and then all of a sudden nothing was changing. And if I clicked on anything, I got a spinning wheel, and it crashed the computer. So I was getting real scared that I was going to, even though most of it was fully triple backed up, there was just a couple of shoots I was a little bit, there's a couple of edits I did while I was away that I was a bit sus on, but anyway. It ended up moving it all, but that was like I reckon I spent 4 hours on that.
Just
but then
moving files.
Moving files. But it was good, I actually found some lost files I didn't know were lost. I was sitting in wrong folders. There's a whole lot of stuff that was sitting in not my D&G folder, in my raw folder.
That's a bonus then.
It was a bonus. I deleted 90% of it, but it was still a bonus.
At least you found the 10% that you didn't delete.
Yes, no, and 10% was good.
That's good.
But yeah, that forced me into, I've touched wood. Seriously, I had a couple of big hard drives fail, and they taught me my lessons about having triple backups. So someone said it's a 3-2-1. You have 3 separate hard drives for a single file. There should be on 3 separate hard drives in 2 different places, and I can't remember what the one is. Yeah, there's a one I found on YouTube. See, it was so much I remembered. He had a nice dog. I remembered his dog.
But not what he was actually teaching you.
Not what he was teaching me, but it did make me look again at my system, and I'm already running RAID systems, so I might put a NAS system in, which means you can talk.
You mentioned
before, you can talk to me.
Thanks.
You can steal your files and edit them yourself. You don't have to wait for me to edit them. And then say, yuck, I hate it.
You got a bit of a sore spot at the moment?
Not with me. Well, it should be, but it's not. I just wasted a night editing to be told I don't like that picture, but you marked it as you liked. Oh. I looked through the file and I don't like any of those pictures that I marked.
There was I liked one of the look away ones.
Well, I can do a look away if you want. Everyone knows it's a failure.
I know.
If anyone sees me post a look away, they know I failed on that shoot.
Well, I'll have another look after we finish this. I'll see if there's anything else.
I don't think there is anything else.
Well,
so I was even going through your white flags going, I don't know.
Well, if that's the case, then that's fine. We just won't do anything from that shoot.
Oh, from that one?
Yeah.
No, it just means we have to redo it one day.
Yeah, that's fine.
But there's still 3 other shoots you're going to have to look at now.
Yeah, I will. I'll definitely be looking at them now and making sure that ones that I have flagged I actually like.
See, I don't know if it's good that I employ you or not, because no other model gets the freedom that you get.
But I also hear what you say. You're like, I don't care how many you mark. You're not going to get edits of all of them. It just...
Yeah, no, that's more on other people than you. Because I delete.
Yeah.
So any picture I don't like, and if the model doesn't like, I'm not going to clog up a hard drive. If I look at that and go, yuck, I don't like it, I'm going to delete.
Yes.
But it's amazing how many pictures models pick and go, Your eyes are half blinking, you got dribble hanging out your mouth. Why would you like
And
that?
this
Oh,
was
they
one
look
of
skinny.
them. This was one of those.
Your eyes weren't half closed.
I had a really dumb expression on my face. What?
Welcome to Bec. Oh, I know what it was. It was a while since you had a wine. That was past wine o'clock.
Oh, surely I would have had one.
Yeah, but it would have been an hour and a half, 2 hours without one.
So,
Oh, that's longer than you go.
I can.
You're the only person I know who takes a drip feed to bed.
I do not. But no, I was, yeah. I felt really bad when it was. I don't like it.
Dum, 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 dum.
I just felt bad because you edited it
And I wasn't super in love, but it was just a comment. When are you going to do this picture?
Oh, I said the long sleeves.
No, you said all the other shoots that I hadn't edited from VG.
No, I said the long sleeves.
I've done long sleeves.
Those.
Well, you saw the long. Oh no, that was a different long sleeves.
Notification from Uber Eats.
What have you ordered?
I haven't ordered anything. They
What
just
is Jared?
No, they-
Jared ordered.
they prompt
Oh,
me
that's right.
sometimes.
I deleted it because I don't order Uber Eats, and I was getting notifications.
Yeah, they give me a notification on a Sunday around lunchtime. They know that I'm going to be hungover and order something, and they send me a little notification like, Bec, would you like to order 10% off your favourite places?
They just haven't worked out. If you send me a link to halloumi fries, they'll get an order every single Sunday.
No, they tempt me with kebabs pretty often.
Yeah, but you get done kebabs.
No, I got good ones.
Do you?
Yeah.
My
Just
last
the
I've
ones
had lately have been duds.
Oh, no, the place near my house is really good.
Is that the one in Croydon that we
No, I go to
cancelled?
the one in Ringwood.
Oh, it's one in Ringwood.
Yes, it's really yummy. Anyways, back off food. Why do we always end up talking about food?
I think it's you.
It's me.
Well, it might be a little bit me.
No, I think it's a bit of both of us.
It could be.
I've been struggling with food recently. I'm just not impressed with much.
Welcome to my world.
What's your
Like, I'm impressed when Shree's cooking or I'm cooking.
Yeah, I'm impressed if
But-
I cook something.
I'm not in, like, even when we're in Port Douglas, like, you have a rule that you never order a hamburger anymore
Yeah.
because it's hard to beat what you make yourself.
Yes.
And I have my steak rule. Well, I followed my steak rule, but you didn't follow your burger rule. You only ate half of it.
Yeah, it wasn't very
We
good.
didn't, and then I had one mouthful of it and thought, I'm surprised you ate half of it. I wouldn't have got past 2 mouthfuls.
Wasn't very good.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm finding it more and more annoying. And that's why we've said it as a joke. I'm never going to do it because I'm trying not to work more in my life as I'm getting older, not work more. But if I started a restaurant, it would be all the things the other restaurants don't do. So I'm not going to nag at customers.
What do you mean?
Well, so, in some places that they sit around you like a fly, and they're trying to upsell you on everything.
No?
No. Well, most of the restaurants I go to, it's hard to get served for a start. They'll sit you down and they'll wander off.
Yeah, I find that more often
More
than getting
often.
nagged by the staff.
And then sitting the last people in the restaurant still waiting for your meal that they said they didn't forget, but they've washed half the kitchen down.
It was funny.
While you're on hold for Telstra today, I'm sitting there going, if I was the CEO of one of these big companies, you know what I would do every single day?
What?
Pick up the phone, try and ring the company. And I would have the people in my office who are in charge of those divisions. And they can sit there uncomfortable while I just keep working, and they can listen to the length of time on hold,
Yeah, but
and
it's-
then they tell you should use their app, so you go and load their app, and then their app
That doesn't
fails.
work. Yeah, but if they've got people who have got problems and they've only got a certain amount of staff, like the CEO can't just hire more people on the spot. They're going to train them and stuff. Like, they clearly don't have enough staff for the amount of
I'm not
calls they're
talking.
getting.
Yeah, but after 6 months, the CEO. Look, at the end of the day, someone like a telecommunications company. All right, you want well, I don't know how it works overseas, but in Australia, you've got a few people that share the same servers, right? So you're offering the same service, the pricing is going to be fairly similar. So the only thing you've got is service. And the only people who want service is when something's not working.
Yes. So you're saying have a communal call centre?
Well, no, I'm more saying that if they could see the wait times and the horrible call messages because their system is failing, they're the things that should be fixed.
Yeah. Well, they used to be, I don't know why they don't do it anymore, but back a few years ago, I remember there was a thing, if the hold time was over half an hour, the little lady on the phone, like the little robot lady, would say the wait time's over 30 minutes. Would you like us to give you a call back once someone's available? And you just say yes, and then you didn't have to sit there on hold. And then it held your place in the queue. And then when it was time and the call went through to the customer service rep, it would just dial your number back.
Cool. So try that with NABbank. They ring me 3 days later.
Well, maybe
I went on that call back. I got a phone call 3 days later.
Obviously their system's broken.
No, I think they've only got one person and they've got like 7,000. I don't know, I just find more and more customer service, they're throwing us onto robots and the robots can never answer the question, otherwise you wouldn't even be on the phone in the first place. A website would have been good enough or that to answer your question, and the people who are on there are either complete dumbasses.
I find more. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, you find more what? Easter eggs?
No. A thing that a friend of mine put up as a status, I was telling you the other day, that more and more places are having these self-serve checkouts. But then, like,
they're employing 30 people to fix the problems the self-serve has.
But also, like, so, like, my friend put up an example that he was at, I think it was Bunnings, it's a hardware store here, and they only have self-serve there now, and then there's some lady checking receipts, and he's like, no. She's like, no, you haven't. He's like, no, sorry, if you don't trust me enough to do your job, I'm not getting paid to do your job, and your job is to check out customers. So if your company wants to decide that that's, no, you should trust me. If you don't trust me, put someone back on there and pay people properly. And I think that's really...
Yeah, but when they ask to check the receipts, they never look at exactly. They just look at the receipt and then I had a receipt with like 300 individual nuts on it, and she just gone, yeah. I just said, you didn't check that, did you? She goes, just make sure you had a piece of paper. But as she said, we've got cameras who do all of that.
Oh,
well, but I don't mind the self checkout. If it's, I'm loving. They started overseas. I don't think it ever came to Australia. I think it was Audi, where it actually knew what you put in your trolley when you put it in there.
Oh, my local Woolies does that. Well, it doesn't get it perfectly right, but if I put like fruit and veg...
Don't make it public until you get it perfectly right. That's my answer.
No, I mean, like, it doesn't perfectly pick up what the thing is, but if you put down like a bit of if you put down broccoli to weigh it, it'll like scan, and then it'll select, like, it'll give you like a bunch of things to choose from that are green, and you're like, oh yeah, broccoli, but it might put green apples, it might put cucumber. It's picking up that it's something green, and then it gives you a little short list to choose from rather than the whole big list of it.
So it's like your apps in your phone.
Yes, it's colour coded.
For anybody who doesn't know, Bec puts all the apps into folders and she's put them by the colour. I can't remember the colour of my apps.
I can. How do you not know the colour of your apps?
All right. What colour is my Connect app?
Like, what's like Jared's work?
No.
What do you mean?
My app on my phone, which is Connect.
What's that for?
Right. What colour is my...
I don't know what apps you use, but I don't use that, so why would I know that?
I don't use forever.
Yeah, but
I don't memorise.
But I tend to use the same apps. Like, I know my banking one's red. I know that...
Well, if you use all the same apps, why don't you just sit them on a page and they're just on that page?
Because it looks like a rainbow. It looks pretty.
It doesn't.
Look how pretty it looks. See? I've got some notifications. I need to get rid of those because they look gross, but...
You've got the yellows and oranges are very... I wish You need to show the camera. Has it got any secret stuff on there?
No.
So anybody...
Oh, it's on manual focus,
It's
though.
on manual focus. Well, let's see how good you are as a manual person.
There we go. See, it's so nice and colour-coded.
So, sorry, anybody in potty world, you're going to have to go to YouTube now. YouTube are paying us to drag you off. And although I was reading an ebook the other day, and he kept on saying, you need to write this down, but stop and pull over, and I'll give you a minute to pull over before I tell you what you need to write down. I'm thinking, who does that? People answer texts while they're driving. Surely they can write. I write while I'm driving.
I don't. I leave my phone alone.
No, I write with pen and paper.
Oh.
So that's not against the law, I don't think. There's not cameras that pick up pens in hand.
Reading some hoax the other day. Apparently, they're trying to put out new cameras that would detect if your phone was sitting on your front seat and fine you for that.
No, they've already got... No, it's not if it's on your front seat, if it's on your lap.
Oh, well, that's different.
No, they've already got those cameras. There's 2 on the freeway.
Yeah, no, but someone was saying that they've got it now to the point, like some Facebook
If it's on your
group.
front seat, that doesn't matter, because I always throw my phone over
That's
there.
what I mean, but this person on Facebook was trying to say, no, they've taken it too far. Now they're detecting if it's on your front seat. I'm like,
No, there's no rule against...
Yeah.
There's just a rule against you touching it.
yes, I know. Anyway.
I know. But look, I do agree. The amount of times I'm driving behind someone, you're watching them change 3 or 4 lanes at a time. You think, oh, gee, they're pissed, and you get up beside them and they're there texting while they're driving.
Yeah.
And they, run over 3 little kids and a dog and a grandmother.
I never text when I'm driving. And even before I leave somewhere, I go into Spotify and I queue up songs that I want to listen to. Otherwise, I just put something on shuffle. I normally try and time it for the right amount of time of how long I'll be driving for, so I don't have to pick up my phone and change songs.
So what happens if you get 2 extra traffic lights? Your stuff.
Well, then it just goes back to shuffle or something. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's method to my madness.
Method to your madness.
Yes.
So there was we had a question that was asked a while ago. I just didn't.
Yes.
It was sitting in our emails, and
We were doing a massive clean out today.
well, because normally, if I think I need to handle it, I give a red flag. If Beck needs to handle it, I give it a blue flag. And this was given a red flag, but it should have been given a blue flag. Because it shows how much I handled it. So I think every time I looked at it, I go, oh, I need to talk to Beck about this. There was somebody who did ask me, sorry, I can't remember his name.
Might have been Robert.
Robert?
Might have been.
Might have been. Anyway, we could look it up, but
We could.
we're a bit lazy. So he was wanting to know my process of writing music and putting the videos to it.
Well, more just writing music, because he writes music himself and stuff like that. So that's more what he was interested in. But you can talk about the videos if you would like.
Well, it's completely different, because if I'm writing music for a song, that's completely different to me writing music for a video.
Right.
Because the video's already set a theme to what I'm going to
You've
write
already
to.
done
I've already, even I haven't edited the video yet, but I've seen the footage. I've already got a mood that I want to write to, where when I used to write songs, just for the sake of, or for the band I was in, or for when I was writing for other people, it would just be, let's just go down and start playing.
And see what happens.
And a riff would start, and I think this riff is awesome, and about 7-8 hours later that riff has been dumped for something else I found in the meantime. But if I didn't start with that riff, I would have never got to where I got to.
Yep.
But with the stuff I'm doing for, like, this, there's the little short 1 to 3 minute videos I do with models and music. That's more to promote the models. So I normally do that to show people how good the models are.
Yep.
So that's the whole idea of doing it. It's like you know yourself, it's so much better to choose a model based on a video than stills, because you know that that's been edited,
Yeah.
that's been AI'd, that's been
Whereas with the video,
completely
they don't
destroyed.
be.
And it's much harder to do. Well, even if there is some plugins that'll do skin cleanup and things like that, but you can't, there's no plugins that'll say make this awkward expression not awkward anymore. So
If there was, I'd be using it all the time.
you don't say. So with that, originally I just write everything. I basically get a feel of it and write. Then I started running out of time, because for me, write a song properly, say a 3-minute song, if I'm lucky, I'll do it in a day, but most times it'll be a day and a half, 2 days. And I really don't have that time. What happens, I'll start writing it and think how much time I'm wasting and should be doing other things. And then I lose my feel for writing. That's why I'm trying to get on top of everything so I can actually say, right, today is a song day, so I don't have to feel guilty. But then I started grabbing some samples. So there's a couple of sample libraries I use. I find a sample and that would inspire the song. And it might just be a little 4-bar sample and I'll build my song off it. It's done the hard work. It set me a mood, a rhythm, a key, everything like that's been set, and I can just build off it. And a third of the time I even delete the sample in the end and just use what I've written around it. And then I've started using Epidemic, I think called.
Epidemic.
Epidemic?
I think I don't know. It's something.
It's something like that. We'll put a link. Remember that?
I remember.
We'll put a link in there. That's really good because it's royalty free. I'm still struggling that their genres don't quite work. Like I was trying to do something for Shay and I typed in, I was trying to do techno to match something on my editing at the moment. And dubstep and house and everything else is in there because I think these people who upload it, it's a little bit like the old Instagrammers which would tag every single fashion magazine in the world and they had nothing to do with it. I think people are doing that on some of this stuff to try and cross.
Also, but people a lot of the time just call any electronic music techno. Not without realising there's different genres and stuff. They're just like, oh, it's electronic, it's techno.
Yeah, I'm finding the same everywhere though.
Oh.
So this was dubstep.
Yeah, but some people don't know what dubstep is. They're just like, oh, it's electronic. Oh, that's techno, isn't it? Like, that's something that Gail, like my mum would do.
Well, I said this to you. I said, I've had it with all these genres. When you listen to, I asked you, was that
I.O.
I.O.? I said, so what does he come under? And even you struggled to pick it. I said, that's it. I'm not... So try and make playlists on my own phone to listen to. And I've got trance, techno, house, dub, psytrance, and deep house and drum and bass. And then all of the bands do all songs in every genre. I said, nah, I'm just going to put my favourite songs and just call it... what did I say I was going to call it? I think EDM. Well, most of it's electronic.
Right.
And most of it's sort of like dance, even though it's
that's
undanceable.
That's why I have
like
my...
dubstep.
Yeah, I don't know how you dance to dubstep.
Or psytrance.
I dance.
Oh, it's like riding a horse. You can only do that for so long and look like an idiot. In fact, have you looked at how many people in the crowds at psytrance festivals look like idiots?
Yeah, I know.
In fact, you showed me one of Jared once.
Yes.
Yeah, there's one that came up the other day. I'm just looking there going, turn the sound off. They look like they're in a mental asylum. In fact, they were all moving to different beats.
Yes, I'm that person sometimes.
You're that person.
Sometimes. Well,
depending how many vitamins you took on the day.
My playlist is called Bec's Pop. It's not even specific. It's just songs that I like, and I've just stopped even caring about that. I'm just like, I like this song, it's going there. But then I do still have my other ones, like I have like MySpace Days, which is like all the old emo stuff I listen to. But then I've got new emo, and that's anything new that I've found that's emo that I like. And then I've got my Psy, so I've got all that.
Yeah, see, I'm really... I used to be really good at cassette tapes. I was the best. Yep.
I used to make mixed CDs.
So you make mixed cassette tapes. There was no such thing as CDs when I got my first car. I had a cassette deck in there. And I'd get my record player and I'd plug it into my cassette player and record it off the records, all the pops and scratches. And all my friends used to say, I made the best tapes. Tapes. I don't know. That I didn't have much to choose from. I just had my own record collection, which was big. But once you get onto Spotify or iTunes Music, it's all like, there's a trillion songs.
Yeah. And
you just go down a rabbit hole, and in 1 minute you're writing a playlist with this sound, and then 2 hours later, oh, how did that go from there to there?
Yeah. I've recently got Mum onto Spotify, and she's loving it because she's never seen anything like this before where you can just act. But then there was one song that she was trying to add, and then I went around and she was like, why can't I add this? And I went, what do you mean? She's like, it's greyed out. And I looked up and it was some licensing thing. It says it's not available in your country.
Yes.
But then there was other songs on the album that were, but the one that she wanted wasn't.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. It makes me very annoyed. I think it's Foghat, I Just Want to Make Love to You. I think it's a song. I can only find it live. I have the album. It is not live on the album. I can't play it on my...
Just because you have the album doesn't mean...
No, it means the song exists.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I know that. But you can't find it. Online.
No. And that's not just on there. On Apple's the same. And they think really, we already spoke about this before, Apple Music's, that, it used to be called Apple Music, wasn't it? And then it became iTunes, or was it iTunes and came on... Yeah. iTunes, I could upload all my songs that I own. And
Apple Music, you cannot.
You cannot, but there's a decent amount of songs that I own that they don't have.
That's cute.
But I want to listen to it when I'm...
You want to listen to it through their app?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I pay for as a family subscriber. Anyway, that's just me sooking la-la-ing. It's just that I still don't get the world thing either. The world is so small now. Why... It's even when I used to buy my DVDs, because I'd buy them because they weren't released in Australia, so I'd buy stuff from overseas.
Oh, but they had different regions
my
and stuff?
DVD player was multi-region, but my Apple computer wasn't allowed to. But I travel around the world, which means I can't take I have to have 4 computers, one for each zone of the world if I'm travelling, which is dumb. If I'm in America, I should be able to listen to something in America.
I remember that with me. I had trouble with that when I moved over to Saudi because my PlayStation was a PAL and they used and then like other
NTSC,
people, NTSC, and so then
that's different.
Oh, is it?
No, it's a different thing.
Oh.
Yeah, so
What's that?
PAL and NTSC is different frame rates.
Oh, okay, right.
You know about frame rates now.
I knew now. I didn't when I was 7.
So NTSC, I think it was 23.9 24p, right? PAL is, I think it's either 25 or it's 30.
So it's better.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a stupid thing. It's like, why do we have different PowerPoints in every country in the world?
Yeah, that I don't understand.
Like, where was the person who decided, oh, this country's got it very... Like, Edison, what country was he from? Germany or something, wasn't he?
I don't know.
People will tell us. Everyone will tell us, so we'll know. We'll know by the next week.
Yes.
But if he invented electricity, surely they were the first one to have a PowerPoint, so why didn't the world just copy theirs? Because some of the PowerPoints are horrible.
Yeah.
What's the one that they keep falling out of? The 2 little points. Can't remember what country that is.
The circular ones?
The two little pointy things. I think it's Europe.
Are they straight or are they...
Straight.
No, I think that's America.
Isn't America... What's 2 flats up that way?
Yeah, I think America's 2...
No, 2 round things.
2 round things. I think that's Europe.
I think, yeah. Anyway, it's annoying. Especially our crap.
And we've got slanty ones. Yeah, it's a slanty.
Slanty.
Yes, but then sometimes we have a little third one in the middle.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that's like big. I think it's the UK. They've got the big bulky 3.
The big bulky 3. Anyway.
Listen to me trying.
One day they'll be able to Wi-Fi electricity, so it won't matter.
That'd be handy.
Except when you walk through the room and get electrocuted.
I don't think that would ever work.
You've been thinking... Sorry, it works to charge your phone.
Oh yeah, true. But I've still got to put it on there. Like, I've still got to put it on this little charger.
I think you can hover it just slightly above and it'll work.
Then I've got to hold it.
Well, it's still doing it without touching.
Yeah, but I've got to go to do things.
Have you tried putting your hand on to see what happens?
No.
You don't get charged?
No. It's not like those batteries that if you licked them, it gave you a little shock.
That's right. Do you know why?
Because of circuits?
Yeah, but what batteries?
9 volt.
9 volt. And it's because the 2 pins are there and there. So your tongue would touch and you'd have salt on your saliva.
Oh.
And that would make it...
But if you just put one of the things, it wouldn't shock you.
Yes, it's not going through to both.
Yes.
But it's like a very dangerous thing.
Yeah.
If you get pure water, you can stick water, electricity into it and it won't do anything. You put a little bit of salt in it, it'll short straight away.
Oh. Interesting.
I learned that the hard way. Someone played a joke on me.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't learn this the hard way, but I learned that someone said with electric fences, like you can hold it, but I think the last person gets shocked also if like a bunch of people hold hands and then like, the last person gets shocked.
That was a trick we've done many a time. You line up 10 people and you just say, all right, so who's the one who's going to be on the end? And one guts you, but I'll do it. And so, all right, you go on the very end and all hold hands and the person down the end, when he's on the end, you touch and everyone gets a shock.
Oh, everyone does.
Everyone does.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, my friend was saying they used to do that on excursions and stuff if they went somewhere.
Oh, the amount of times, too much information, but the amount of times with fishing. So a lot of times we're in Australia where property's allowed to go right up close to rivers and they quite often run fences right to the river's edge and they normally got electric on them. My poor balls. More than once. But you'd find a way to just step over and all of a sudden you hear the click. And then when you heard the click, it was too late.
No. All out.
Yeah, a couple of times I flew a little bit in the air. Although when I got chased by a bull once.
Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't see it, and I've kind of walking through the paddock, and all of a sudden I heard this bull, and I'm turning around, this bull's nearly on me. It's full pelt. I bolted, and I just put both hands on the electric fence, and it threw me over for me. I didn't feel the shock, but I got over that fence quick.
How much power do they have in them?
Very high voltage, very low watts. What? Oh, very low amps, sorry.
What?
I used to know all the proper... I'm not even going to go there.
I don't even know.
Photography destroys brain cells. Well, it must do. We all ask so stupid questions. No, I didn't finish answering that guy that you rudely interrupted me again.
I did not. I was trying to have a conversation with you.
No,
sorry.
well, that's just I thought I should answer him because he took the time to write something to us.
So what are you going to say?
I forgot. No. So, as I said, Epidemic Sound, I can download something and then they'd give you stems and that was pretty cool. But now you can actually download just the bass, just the drums, the whole thing, or every single... And that was awesome. You heard me start with it and I've nearly finished writing it and guess what? I'm not using any of the Epidemic sounds. I've written all my own sounds. But again, it got me started and... When I dropped, you saw some of the stuff I was writing before I got the Epidemic. I've been able to mix that in.
That's cool.
But yeah, so that's how I do it. And then once I've got my song roughly right, I'll then put it in with my video. I'll recut the video to the music. Then I'll normally have to change the music a little bit just for areas that I couldn't recut properly.
But won't you say with this one, you're going to do something crazy and different?
I've got lots of crazy different things. It's taking up so much time though.
But are you having fun doing it?
I am having fun doing it. And I am liking what I showed you just before you left last night where I'm getting two, like Shay sitting on the couch, Shay standing up.
Yeah,
and as the beat changes, they're flicking between the two, but they're both telling the same story at the same time.
Yeah.
But you don't actually brain goes, I'm seeing two different stories running together, but you're only seeing one at a time.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying doing that, but I got some... Yeah, I'm enjoying doing it. I can't wait to do the Nun. This is the work up to the Nun shoot.
The work.
What?
The work up to the...
The work up to the Nun shoot's going to be messed up.
Yeah, Shay's message of it is, she's like, I can't wait to get cancelled.
Get cancelled. Well, Shay was the one who said
That's what I mean. She said she can't wait to
the
get
most comments and the most feedback she got was our old Nun shoot from years. I thought I'd done that sort of like 5 years ago. It was like the second shoot I ever did with her. Gee, I was full on back then. I've calmed down a lot since then.
You were pretty...
I don't stand people out in the rain, freezing cold, killing them. I don't make them do nun shoots.
You were pretty... a bit more ruthless. But I think it's kind of...
I wasn't.
No, I think you just spoke your mind a bit more. I know you want to, but I think you still kind of hold back a little bit now.
Still hold back a lot.
Yeah. I feel like you didn't used to hold back. You just said what you wanted.
Yeah, and just accepted yes or no.
Yeah.
Where
Whereas now I think you hold back a bit.
only because I feel
The world has changed.
nah. Back then I was a complete nobody. But now there's a percentage of people working with me who are working with me because they want my photo. And I'm more worried that they're just going to say yes to everything.
Right.
Whereas back then, no, the one model will say no, another model won't be in the room. I'll do that.
Yeah.
So, whereas I don't know, I just feel,
No, that makes sense.
I don't know, I am saying a little bit more than I used to.
I have noticed. I
did with Rara the other day. I said, this looks so much better like it. And she goes, yep, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then she said, yeah, they were the best pictures.
Yeah.
And I've got Anne coming next week, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I've already got 4 storyboards. You have to work back one night though.
That's fine.
So I'm going to do something most likely about 6, 7 o'clock. So you can
Cool.
have a sleep. It maybe is she shooting with me on a Monday morning? Good, that might work good. So then you can have a Monday sleep and you just don't yawn all day anymore.
I'm always yawn. If I could get some sleep, maybe I wouldn't yawn so much.
Well, if you didn't sit up watching freaking
I was in bed at 9:30
maths.
last night.
Yeah, but you've got TV in your room. And if you're not on that, you open your phone up.
I just couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning.
Did you open your phone up?
After I tossed and turned for a good half an hour.
That's not long.
Anyway, I'm tired. Yeah, I went to bed very early last night.
Very early.
And still couldn't sleep. Even though I was exhausted, it was frustrating me. Like, it's just, I'm like, come on, like, my body's telling me I'm tired. Do the thing. Like, you're telling me you want this.
I know. You did a workout. Your body didn't know, your brain didn't know what body you were in. You got up early and did a workout,
Yeah,
didn't you,
I've got to do it
yesterday?
again tomorrow.
Oh, so no sleep again.
I know.
Your brain's just so confused. It just doesn't know whose body it's. It feels like it's been migrated somewhere else.
Well, I've been getting up early on Saturday mornings to go to my mate's place to train as well.
Oh, you've been doing that once.
No, I've done it twice.
When?
I've done it twice. Been to 2 PT sessions.
Oh, did you go on Easter weekend?
Yes.
Oh, see, I thought you were going... When did you go to your dad's then?
After that,
Oh, so
I went in the morning and then I went there and then I bought my stuff and I went back to mum's.
Oh.
See, look at me. I told you I'm going to work out before Europe and I'm sticking to it. I need to look good at Boom and Tomorrowland. Well, I'm never going to go again. This is once in a
Why are
while.
you canning it?
No, it's just
You
like,
might love it and you're never
I'm
going to
sure
go
I am
again.
going to love it, but I highly doubt I'm ever going to go back to do something like this again. It's just like...
Once she gets your swollen glands page up and you're becoming a super influencer, they'll put you on stage, doing your tricks on stage.
What tricks?
I don't know. You need to do something to get famous.
But yeah, so I've been working out and it's been quite sore. Because
Quite sore.
that was a bit funny that I was working, because like when I go to my mate's place who's the personal trainer, like she's got a home gym, she's got weights and stuff, so when I'm doing squats and that, she'll give me like proper weights to hold. But I was doing my home program yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Sorry, I'm tired. And
That's what you said yesterday.
I was like, I said that and it said the weight that I had to hold, and it was like 10 kilos. I don't have any weights. I don't have anything that's 10 kilos. And I was like, I know. Went to the cupboard. I was fresh 4 kilo bag of cat food. I held the cat food while I did my squats.
Why didn't you hold the cat? That would have given you 10 kilo.
Probably.
Yeah, there you go.
He's pretty fat.
Get Jared to sit on your shoulders.
No. I don't have any upper body strength.
Well, you can take my computer bag home. That's 10 kilo.
Yeah,
No, that's about 16 kilo.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, I've got no upper body. The 4 was nice. I liked the 4. 10's a little bit too much for me.
But I'm loving it. This is the best thing she could do. So when we go to Europe, I don't have to carry all the bags anymore. Bec will be able to carry them all for me.
No.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I'm not doing gym, so you're going to have to carry it for me.
I don't do too much arm stuff though. Just do like...
Well, we can put it around your neck and you can just use your
I'm
legs.
not mainly doing abs and booty.
Oh, so you're going to be... Instead of being wedge-shaped that way, the guys who do nothing but the chest and uppers and do nothing downstairs, you're going to be this way. I don't think it's the shape you're trying to get.
Because I already paid for this to go this way and now I need to work out to get it to go this way. You see?
But your bum doesn't go that way.
Yeah, I don't have hips. So I'm evening myself out. I'm top heavy like the gimbal at the moment. I need to gimbalize myself. Do some squats.
Hopeless. Absolutely.
You do actually feel better after a workout.
Yes, you do. You feel really good. You feel good after a brisk walk.
Yeah, it's good. I remember when we went on, we had a little phase of walking. Actually, that's what I'm kind of excited for about travelling again, is walking.
We did a couple of walks here, but I worked out that you'd get here at 9, you wouldn't start work till 10, and that didn't work.
Yeah.
So I said, if you come up an hour earlier, we'll go for a walk. That never happened.
No.
Well, you could have had your walk, and it's a good walk.
It's nice in the bush.
In fact, it's a good butt walk up that hill.
Well, now
the two hills.
Now I do squats with my cat food.
You'd end up with a Kardashian friggin' rack.
No, I'll do squats with cat food.
Squats with cat food.
No, so I do like walking around when we're travelling.
No, I do enjoy that.
And it's good because we don't, like, everyone always asks, oh, do you guys get time for yourselves? Do you get to go sightseeing and touristy stuff, which Peter absolutely hates anyways, but...
Not a very good tourist.
No, but walking, like, from where we're staying out for dinner or stuff, I feel like we get to see a bit of where we're staying and kind of take it in that way, and it doesn't feel like touristy, it feels more like you're a local just walking around.
Yeah, but I prefer that.
Yeah.
I much rather feel the vibe of the country than see some man-made structure that the country's trying to pretend, like the Sydney Harbour Opera House and the bridge, so the whole world thinks they're into opera and driving over water. Whereas Central Australia, everyone's into getting stoned.
What?
You know, Hot Springs.
No, because it's a big
rock. It's the biggest stoner job you can get. You see there, and if you're lucky, you'll get a double rainbow. But I much prefer, not so much in America anymore. I don't need to know that part of America that well.
Yeah.
Like even where we were, our host said, yeah, you can walk that way, but don't walk that way, even one block.
Yeah.
So things like that. But we walk too fast for anyone to catch us anyway.
We do walk. You walk very... Actually, that was part of my... I had some spooky dream last night.
That I was walking fast.
Yeah. Well, you were in it, and then we were walking somewhere, and you walked too fast, and then you lost me, and then I was alone, and I lost you.
Was I playing game?
No, and then you walked back, and then I was by myself, and then I called you, and you were cracking it at me because I got lost, and I was like, well, no, it's because you walked too fast, but that's cool. I'll come back and I'll meet you here. And then I had all these bags with me, and as I was sorting them out, I put my laptop bag down. And some person came and just snatched it. And I was like, oh, and I was trying to get my laptop bag, but then I have no upper body strength. And so I couldn't get it back off him. And then he ran off with my laptop.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to chase him anyway because you run like on the spot.
And then I woke up and was really anxious. I didn't have my laptop, but I have my laptop. So then I felt better. And then I realised that didn't actually happen. It was just
a dream. But all day long you've been anxious because you lost your laptop.
No, I don't know.
Or you couldn't keep up with me walking.
Feeling weird.
When we were in Barcelona last, Anne was over with us and I told Anne about a game we used to play when we were young. and Bec hates this
Hate
game with a passion. So if it's got to be nighttime. And it doesn't have to be nighttime. Anytime. If you have a group of people, you just tee up with at least one other person. Because if one goes missing, nobody cares. But if a couple goes missing, I care. And at the right time, you both just dart and hide somewhere behind. You're walking behind them. And you just quick duck behind cars and just hide. And they'll turn around and look and they can't see you. It's so funny watching people try and find you.
Because they kept doing it to me because normally I'd have the restaurant or something booked, or I'll have that.
No, you had the hangries and you're walking 10 times faster than anybody in the world.
So they'd always be walking behind me, and then I wouldn't hear them, or I'd go to say something and turn around. And then
we weren't there.
You weren't there, and then I'd freak out, and then I'd walk a little bit, and then they'd go, ah. You would crack up laughing, you children.
It ended up being a pretty funny night. You and Anne trying to sneak up on me.
That was
and I already saw where you were and snuck back up on you too.
That was really funny, actually.
It was so funny. I was dying to go for a piss. And you know the worst thing is when you're dying to go for a piss is when you have to wait for something. It's like
It makes it even longer.
Yeah. But yeah, that was.
You idiots.
I never grew up.
No, obviously not. Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Boy, you never grew up.
No, Peter Paul.
What?
Peter Paul. Well, everyone calls me Paul.
They do for some reason.
I know. My best mate when I was young was Paul, and the Yankee Paul was the next one. My business partner for a long time in the nursery, his name was Paul.
Interesting.
So I used to have lots of Paul friends, and once I got rid of them, everyone started calling me Paul. They call me Paul. That could be a good name for a song.
Better Call Paul.
Better Call Paul.
Never watched that show.
Oh, some people say it's amazing.
But I couldn't get into it.
I think Breaking Bad has so many great characters, you can't just go back to one.
Yeah, I agree.
And I didn't really like him anyway. He wasn't my favourite.
slimy.
He wasn't my favourite character in the world. Those
What
little
happened?
empties.
I don't know. It looks very watery.
Someone put ice in my drink.
What? Yeah, you put ice in there. It melted down too much for your liking.
For my taste buds.
Do you need me to move?
You can move. You can keep talking. Can you keep them all entertained while I quickly get a refill?
What will I do? I don't.
You need to talk to them. I'm
I
going to go
don't
quiet.
know how to sing or dance or do anything. Really? Talk to you about wine. And this is the same wine I've been drinking for a while now, so I can't even really. No, I'm getting better at my wine tasting. I was given a glass the other night and I was like, I don't know if I really like this. And I said to Jared, is this a Pinot? And it was. He bought me a Pinot. But I don't really like Pinots. They're a bit too light for me. I much prefer like a Shiraz or something. I was very impressed with myself, if I do say so myself.
Oh, everyone's gone to sleep. What did you do?
I spoke to them
You spoke
about
to them.
how I correctly identified a wine the other night.
Oh.
Yeah, Jared. I asked Jared to buy me one, and he comes back, and then he was
And
like,
you've got, what was it, Crimes, right?
no, it was a Pinot, and I had a sip, and I was like, it was a bit too light. And I was like, is this a Pinot? And he's, yeah. Too light
but
for my
you're not
palate.
really a Pinot person.
Exactly.
You always know what you don't like.
Yes.
That has capsicum in it. Oh, that tastes like capsicum. Oh, mushrooms.
Yeah, that would be me as a judge on MasterChef. I'd be like, you lose, it has mushrooms in it. 0 out
Best
of
dish in
10.
the world, but had mushrooms in it? No.
Imagine me as a judge on MasterChef.
What happens if they put psychedelic mushrooms in it? You still didn't like it.
Yeah.
You mixed pineapple juice with it, didn't you? Oh no, that was for something else.
Gross.
Sorry about your computer.
You're an idiot.
Can't help it.
Can't help it. I never grew up.
I was going to say something.
Were you?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say
my
it?
fridge rudely interrupted me.
Your fridge?
My fridge. Oh yes, I told you. What are you looking at? My knife. That came from Paris. See, it has the blowfly on it.
It's
My
not
favourite
that's not a
brand.
blowfly.
It's that brand of knife that has the blowfly on it.
It's a bee, and that's not it. That's like a leaf.
Oh, that's right. They didn't have the blowfly one. That's grapes. And that's a strawberry.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying.
It's a strawberry. And
Next time
there's leaves going up to the strawberry.
I'm going to have fun with this.
I can have fun with this.
Next time you buy your little berry.
Who wants some filet bec?
Next time you buy your little tub of berries, like, oh, it's a blowfly.
Oh, I won't buy healthy food now on. I'll just buy what you buy. Just halloumi and what's the other thing you buy? Pringles when we're travelling.
No, you buy the Pringles.
You eat them.
So do you.
Well, that's why I buy them.
I like the halloumis.
The halloumis.
Jimmy, what were you going to say?
You interrupted me again. I was just about to go. Oh, that's right. So I told you this morning. So other photographers will agree with me. There's always an itch that needs to be scratched. Every guy knows about this. So it doesn't matter what camera you got. Oh, your head was going the other way, wasn't it?
Because you said guy.
I'm not talking about balls. I'm talking about
guy.
camera. Talking about gear, but not that gear.
But there might be girl photographers, and you said every guy knows this. So what are you assuming?
So every girl with balls knows this too. Every guy knows. Well, sorry, every photographer knows this. That it doesn't matter what you got. You think there's something better, or you think what you got. It might just be a me thing, and that's why I have that thing, don't buy dumb shit.
Because you always buy dumb shit.
I've had pestering me now for 2 months, a lens. And I want it. It's just 24/7, I want it. So I bought another lens which is very cheap. Well, it's not very cheap, but compared to this other lens, it was cheap. I'm talking about a lens that was, the lens I bought was $1,500. And the lens I want to buy is 20,000 brand new, but there is one going for 14,000, practically brand. You can hardly tell it's not brand new. And just that alone is $6,000 off. I want it. And I watched a few YouTubes and a lot of them say it is the very best in the world from Leica. And it's been nagging at me. And I thought, well, I got my little stash of savings, which is just for me, for my stupid stuff. But it's also for me for an emergency, and I like to have it sitting at an emergency level. I thought, I could just take it out of that and just have to build up my emergency level again by working a little bit harder, maybe doing the odd shoot I shouldn't do because I don't like it. But I'd have this lens. And I think I said to you yesterday, I think I'm going to buy dumb shit. Yeah. So last night, I had done it, I decided, 11 o'clock at night I finished work. I'm going to sit here and just veg for a bit on YouTube and look at some reviews on this lens and just look at the downs. And all I was doing was looking at everybody's downs. And the one thing that was a down was the weight. And they told me how heavy it was. So I grabbed my Noc Deluxe and put it on the scales and say, all right, so that's going to be heavier than that. And I grabbed another lens. Oh, it's going to be the same weight as that. Yeah, like when I've got the Hasselblad, the weight didn't bother me. When I was on the Sony with my Otis's, the weight didn't bother me. But on the Leica, even though the SL is not a small Leica, I just find that the bigger, heavier lenses...
too bulky and like in your way.
It's that thing... I know, I have a little thing that I explain to people. If you put yourself under pressure, it's really hard to think.
Yeah, and you feel
like physical pressure.
Yeah.
And I think, well, if this is a bit heavier, it's taking away my creativity. Well, that was what I thought it was doing. But so I watched a couple more, and finally I watched one which was a very boring one, went for a very long time. But it's just at the end I go, I don't want that. Actually, don't want that. You've talked me out of it. And that bug's been spat out, thrown away. Is it actually coupled? And it was too perfect.
Yeah.
So the one problem is it is too perfect. It doesn't have vignette on it. It doesn't have this. It doesn't. I think that's what I don't want. I've got Otis lenses, which I loved when I was shooting with Sony. Otis lenses I loved when I was on the Sony, but until I got my Leica, I thought this was. I always went back to my Hasselblad, always. Like Sony was always my second camera. I never knew why until I got the Leica. Then I knew why. The Sony is this amazing photocopier. Incredible photocopier. And you put good glass on it and it just got it soulless. It was like you're standing there. It was just there, completely soulless. You didn't add anything to it. And when I got the Leica, I realised that I've been missing this. My Hasselblad has a soul.
And the Leica's got a soul.
100, and every lens
That's
that you.
soul.
And it's taken me a little bit to realise that about that. So with that, I went then and had a look at. There was a cheaper version of the 75mm, which doesn't go quite as wide. It's quite as fast. So it's an f2 instead of a 1.4 or 1.5. And I'm thinking, well, I really only use that fully wide open blurry bit in really bad, ugly locations. But especially, we haven't the YouTube hasn't gone up yet. That's one that Bec and I did up in Cairns, Port Douglas, and it was amazing. The picture I picked was shot not on the lens I would have decided, not at the f-stop I would have decided, but it's more what my Hasselblad, what I'm shooting on the Hasselblad, it's more those type of settings, and realise, well, that is my look. Like the shallow depth of field bokeh is fine when I'm trying to destroy a background because the background's ugly, or I really want the model to stand out of the background. But this next one will go up on, I think it'll go up on YouTube on Monday. And also do something else over the weekend. I have to go put it up now, right? Because everyone's going to look for it now, aren't they? Yeah, they are. So I'll put up this Monday after this. Yeah, so this will go up Friday. It'll go up on Monday.
Yes.
And it's a little bit about, all the gear I own. What gear am I going to walk out with? And if I can only take 2 lenses, what would I take? And then after doing the whole thing is, if I was only going to take 1 lens, what would have I taken now after doing this?
I think you guys will like it. It was pretty interesting. I was actually listening to you for once. I thought it was very interesting.
I thought you just want to go, you just
No.
was agreeing with me so we can go back and drink quicker.
No, I actually thought it was really interesting. Listening to your
Sorry
reasoning
about
and stuff.
camera angles, they're not the greatest in the world because we're still playing with trying to record without someone on the camera because the person on the camera has been a supermodel. So
you mean
being
for
not a
when...
supermodel. I'm not allowed to say hashtag not a supermodel. I said not a supermodel, not a model. I would never say not a model, even though you started it. I'm talking like I've been on speed or something. But anyway, back on to my little lovely story.
This one lovely story.
So I started looking at, there's another Zeiss lens, which is a Summilux 75 f2. I started looking into that and I came across the same things. And I'm thinking, why am I so hell-bent? I love my 75 old-fashioned from 1980s. That has got a bit of it gets lens flare really easy. It's a little bit hard to focus, but I love the pictures. And I quickly looked at some of the pictures in Fiji, because I shot it a bit in Fiji, and go, that's as sharp as I ever want it. All right, I missed the focus on a few, but when I nailed it, I don't want anything sharper than that. Your skin looks amazing. You'll see every lash, and it wasn't at 5.6. I'm thinking, why am I hell-bent on needing to buy...
Because you just want to buy dumb shit.
Well, I'm not buying dumb shit anymore. Oh, I bought a new iPhone last night, but that's different. That's another YouTube video I watched.
Bonus, I get an upgrade.
Yeah, Bec gets her upgrade. She's been waiting for a phone upgrade for a while, and it was another YouTube I watched.
Because I've still got a 12.
Well, I've got 13.
No, you got a 14.
I was going to hang off till a 15
you?
or the 14 plus or whatever. 14. You know how they used to do an in-between one? They stopped doing that, didn't they?
Which one did you just buy? Excuse me, which one did you just buy?
The latest.
Which is?
14?
Oh, so I'm upgrading to a 13. Oh,
Yeah.
That's all right. That's how I'm fine with that.
Well, I upgraded to the 13 to get a better camera, so you're going to be happy with the camera.
I'll be
You saw the dead mouse pictures, the
yes,
video?
I know.
So much better than yours. But that's another YouTube I haven't put up yet, because when I did the YouTube with shooting you with the iPhone, I was really disappointed at the quality of the photos.
Oh.
But it might have been, I might have stuffed up by putting it into portrait mode, I don't know. I'll do a few checks on that. But there was Bec will put a link in below.
2.
It's a YouTube on an iPhone 14 compared to a Canon, I think R5. I got it wrong. They brought up all the pictures and it's sort of like they didn't tell you what they were. I said, yeah, that's the iPhone, yeah, that's the iPhone, yeah, that's the iPhone. Guess what? They were all the Canon and the iPhone, except for one picture, which was in low light. Then you could see the difference. Unbelievable. They were just doing the RAWs. Could not believe. So I only want it so I don't have to carry a point and shoot around with me. I'm going to be 100% happy, and if I nail a picture that I love, it's going to be something I can actually use.
Yeah.
So that's why.
That's fine with
So
me.
I didn't spend 14's hours and I only spent 2 and a bit, but we're going to sell one of your phones that'll only be under 2, and I'm going to sell that lens, so it's going to be free. I'm going to have $10 in my bank account.
It doesn't bother me at the end of the day.
Oh, you're the one who gets angry. You get more angry at me than my wife does.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
It's okay.
You go, that's my Mercedes I'm not getting this year.
I don't say that at all.
That's not my, now I can't fly first class.
I don't say that either.
I just want to shower in a plane.
I did like that, but that was because I got a fluke upgrade. But anyways, I'll leave a link to that video down below.
So you say.
I will. I've written it down in my phone. We will see you guys next week.
Oh, cut us off then.
Well, it's been the timer went. Oh, sorry. Did you want to talk?
No, that's right. I had something really amazing to say. I'll say it for next week and forget.
No, what is
No,
it?
it's too late. Gone.
No, what is it?
It's gone. My brain is empty. My glass is full.
The timer went off.
I forgot. I'm joking. I'm having funs with you.
Glad one
I
of us
can't do
is.
splashes behind you. I'm just going to pretend.
Oh my God.
We're going to do photo.
Yeah, I stopped recording there. Do you want to start recording again? Or have I ruined it?
I've got a really
started
dumb
recording.
picture of
I've
you
started-
to put up.
I started it recording again. That's not going to help.
Why don't
is
we
it?
just put up the picture that... instead of us taking a picture at the end, why don't we put up the picture that you hate that you made me spend 4 hours retouching?
You said you wouldn't post it.
It's called payback for white flagging it and making me I want to shoot me touch.
My face is really dumb though. No one's going to click on it. We won't get views. What?
Well, then if nobody's going to click on it, they're not going to see it. Oh,
No, but they'll see it and they'll be like, I'm not clicking on that.
All right.
Dumb.
All right, so what are we going to put up?
Can you do another NFT?
Do you want me doing an NFT? All right, I'll do an NFT.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
No, I'm happy to do an NFT. So I'll do one of my NFTs. I'll take some time.
All right, you do
So
it.
I'm going to do a naked picture of Bec
No.
as an NFT.
First.
Well, sorry, what does NFT stand for?
Non-fungible token.
I thought it was nice effing tummy. I'm going to put a big fat belly on a Bec picture.
Why are you so mean to me? I'm doing all this workout to get rid of it, and then you just go, so mean. Nice fat tummy.
No, effing.
No, we should do a photo.
We should do a
Oh,
photo.
yeah, I don't trust you
No,
now.
no, I'm doing an NFT. Though our NFTs, the first one went well because it looked like a pair of boobs. The second one
went
looked like
back.
a Mr. Skanky. There you go.
Hanky.
Mr. Hanky, sorry, he's not Skanky. Maybe do Mr. Skanky.
Oh my God.
No, I might do... What about if I put up a picture and we sell it as an NFT?
Oh, I don't want to be one of those people.
I know, nobody can sell it. It's funny, I see them on on Twitter. It's sort of like, you can have it for $0.01. Please buy it for $0.01. I can't sell it less than $0.01.
So stupid. Alright, what are we going to do?
I'm going to do an NFT.
Oh, I'm scared now. Oh, whatever.
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 No, I was going to do... I'll do one of my artwork NFTs.
Okay.
I'll put my YouTube NFT.
You can do that, or we could just take a photo.
No, we've talked about this long. Everyone wants to see it now.
Oh my god.
So everyone in Poddy Land's going to have to go over to Ubi Lands to have a look at the Poddy on Ubi.
All right, whatever.
Not impressed.
No, it's fine.
That's not impressed. I've seen you do that to Jared. Yeah, that's fine. Hi, Anne.
All right, bye, guys.